and welcome to the first episode of The Horror Show. We're coming to you from the gas station in Bastrop, Texas, where the Saw first roared in 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Horror history was made here. I'm Parrish Randall, and this is my lovely co-host, Scara, Damsel of the Doom. Scara?
Well, hi, Parrish.
How do you feel being here in good old hot, humid Texas?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I love hot, humid Texas, but if it weren't for my fan, I'd probably be a little puddle on the floor by now.
Well, you know, hey, hot, humid Texas made for hell.
Hello, boys and ghouls. Papa Horror here. Hey, Scara.
Yeah?
You know what they call two witches that live together?
No, I can't say that I do.
Broommates! I'm gonna go find someone to eat. Something to eat.
Okay.
I look for someone to eat every night, but I'm married, so, you know.
Lucky woman she is then.
I try to keep her happy.
Tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, Parrish. I want to know what it is. Let the people know what
wow.
it is you do.
I'm an actor, and I've been acting in independent horror films since 2005. My first principal lead role was The Quick and the Undead, which Anchor Bay premiered at Mann's, or it was then called Mann's, on Hollywood Boulevard. And I've done 24, 25 films since, and I'm about to go back and do a sequel to that very first film, The Quick and the Undead 2. Also going to be part of Head Shop, which I'm looking forward to, and a couple of other films. So things are rocking. Hey, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre made Texas a horror state, man. We love films where we slaughter people, where we massacre people, where we make the blood run red. That's what it's about.
We love horror. I myself am a horror host for Horror Web.
There
I
you
also
go.
do some things for Gore Noir Magazine and Cult Classic Convention. I'm the lead singer
Yes.
of The Immortals, and I also acted in a movie called The Witch's Bargain, which is in film festivals right now. And Horror
Excellent.
Web is on its second film called The Black Quarry, which will be coming soon. We're very excited.
Cool, very cool. Well, I had the pleasure of meeting you at the last Cult Classic
That's right.
Convention. We shared a stage there.
That's right.
And you're awesome, and
Thank
you look
you.
awesome. And
Thanks. This whole thing.
Let's just say, hey, you're giving Elvira a run for the money.
Oh, hush. Oh, my
Absolutely.
goodness. Well, I think now is the perfect time to bring out
I agree.
this lovely musician, actress, and also an athlete. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Can we please welcome Lezlie Deane?
Lezlie Deane. Yeah.
Hi, Lezlie.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you.
This is badass.
Thanks.
You look even better now than when I saw you in 3D. My wife and I were at the theater.
The one that you eat?
The one I do. You know, and I've been married to her for 37 years, so
You must be a hungry man.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm a happy guy. You
Yeah.
know? But Freddie,
Yeah.
Final Nightmare, 3D. Awesome film. Awesome film.
Thank you.
And something I just want to jump in and ask you, okay?
Okay.
I know that you guys had some intricate fight moves during that final 20-minute sequence,
Yeah.
okay? What kind of training did you have prior to that? Because you did some spin kicks and things that were awesome in that flick.
Actually, I got to train with a capoeira master for, I don't know, about a month and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
that was awesome.
Well, so when you were shooting those scenes, shooting in 3D is totally different. I've
It
never shot a
is.
film in 3D. Technically, how difficult did it make?
Well, it was more,
shooting?
it was really kind of like scary in a weird kind of way because they said, this is a $1.5 million camera, don't fuck it up. And I'm just like, holy shit, okay. You always had to like make sure that you had to really be on mark with any kind of move you made.
Yeah.
Not even like just hitting your mark.
Right.
Like your whole body had to be aware of the 3D camera, if that makes
Right.
sense. So in order for everything to like pop out, so.
That's interesting. Speaking of the fight scene, I heard that Robert Englund actually did hit you on accident.
He did.
Tell me about that.
Here.
Ow.
It's
A what? You have? She has a scar.
I have a scar
geez.
still.
Was he
She
wearing?
has a scar.
I did.
Was he wearing the glove?
Yeah.
Oh my
I had to go to the
goodness.
hospital, had to get a tetanus shot because, you know, it was like this glove.
Yeah.
And they did like the stitch with the like glue stuff, so
I wonder if
Wow.
anyone else had been injured by him in real life like
I
that.
don't know. Maybe.
Your character actually there's a lot of firsts for your character. Like you were one of the first, I would say, horror scream queen-esque type characters that wasn't helpless.
Right.
You were a badass and you kicked Freddy's ass.
Yeah.
You
you
also
did.
survived in the movie, or your character survived in the movie. And as of yet, has anyone else that you're aware of in the Nightmare series?
Well, what I do know is that like Tracy, she survived all the novellas, comic books, and movies, and no other woman or anybody has survived. So she's the true survivor.
That's a badge of honor.
and you know what?
That is.
Her character, that just sort of like tells you. I mean, she was kick-ass. She was empowered. I think she was like one of the first like empowered
Yes.
horror girls.
Definitely. It was very helpless, woe is me,
Yeah,
I
like
think,
I
before.
broke a foot or my nail. Yeah,
Right.
No, she wasn't like that at all.
Well, we share a couple of things in common.
Texas.
Well, that's a third thing. Okay. But we share the same birthday, June 1.
First.
June 1st.
Oh yes.
Let's hear it for the Geminis,
Yeah.
people.
I'm a,
Yes.
I'm a double one, so I'm pretty crazy.
Aces.
You know,
And,
Ricky Deane is a June 1st baby
Oh, really?
too. Yeah.
Really? Wow. And we're also, and this isn't quite as exciting, in a different way it is, we're both arachnophobes. We don't like
Okay.
spiders.
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, when you played in 976 Evil,
Susie?
yeah, Susie, there was a scene you had to do with the tarantulas. Now, I know that you weren't exactly thrilled about these spiders.
I was not.
Listen, out of the films I've done, I've yet to have to do the spider scene, but I know it's coming one day, okay?
Uh-huh.
And scares the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay? You talked, I saw you in one interview, you spoke about having to overcome your fear.
I
How do
did.
you do this, okay?
Well, first of all, you're on set, so you're like put on the spot. But
Right.
whenever I got the job, they said you're not going to have any spiders crawl on you. And so I'm like,
Good.
okay, cool.
Great.
So of course we're there, we're filming, we're almost finished with the movie. Robert actually takes me aside because he directed the film. It
Right.
was his directorial
Uh-huh.
debut. He's like, we're going to have one crawl on you. And I'm like, what? I mean, it's like every hair stood up on my body. Tears were coming out of my eyes. He's like, look, we have a spider wrangler. I mean, have you ever heard of a spider
Oh,
wrangler
yeah.
before? So they had a spider wrangler, and she had all these tarantulas like in a cat carrier cage. And I'm like, what is this?
They crawl.
I know.
I don't like
So
it.
she's like spent like 20 minutes with her where she was telling me, you know, all the history of spiders and tarantulas, and they're gentle and they're beautiful. And I'm like,
They're
no,
evil.
Did it
not.
help? Yeah.
Well, whatever. You're just sort of like, you know, when you walk across the coals, like the lit coals,
Just get
I
it
was sort of like,
done.
okay.
Do it.
So she's like, I'm going to take the spider out and it's going to crawl on you. I'm like, okay.
Oh my goodness.
So I like put my hand out and she puts this big, nasty tarantula on my hand. And I'm like, it's pretty. And my hand's like doing that. I'm like, it's really, really pretty. Next thing you know, it starts crawling. And she said, you know, if you drop it, they explode because they're very fragile.
Oh.
Like, you know, if they're like 8 inches or above, if they hit the
Right.
ground, they explode.
As if they couldn't be scarier.
I know.
You drop a tarantula, it
They're-
explodes.
They're like bombs now.
I didn't know this. Thanks for telling me that.
But yeah, so it crawled and then it started going through my face. I'm like, take it off, I'm gonna throw it. You know, I was just gonna, but I didn't want it to die. But the thing about the whole spider thing was, we got how we filmed that thing is they drilled a hole underneath the table.
Uh-huh.
They put like 40 tarantulas in like this coffee can, and then they had the TV dinner over it, and they put the foil over it, and we're sitting there, we're waiting. I'm like, these tarantulas are kind of suffocating or fighting. I know that whenever I pull the foil back, they're just gonna explode, and that's what happened.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's like, I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
jeez.
I do that, all of a sudden, you know, 40 tarantulas
No,
are
no,
exploding
no.
everywhere, and I'm just like, that was a real reaction in
Yeah.
the film, right? So we got it
Yeah.
done. You know, my legs are quivering. I'm crying. I'm gonna heave. I actually think I was dry heaving, not to be gross, but I mean, it was really intense. But what happened, you know, it's just like, oh my God, it's over with. I got it done. I
Right.
got it done. Robert pulls me aside, and I'm like, oh no, anytime he pulls me aside, it's
No.
not
Never
a good
good.
thing. He's like,
Yeah.
we didn't get the shot.
Oh, no, I
no.
knew it
We're
was
gonna
coming.
have to do it again. I'm like, what? So like when we did it, I didn't sit down in the chair. I actually hovered over the chair because I knew what was going to happen. So we did it. They came out. They got the shot. It was awesome. And I realized that I did it, and it actually got me over some of my fear. You
Yeah.
know, like the little spiders don't bother me anymore. The big spiders.
Facing
still.
your fear works.
Yeah, I did.
A little
It
bit,
was like
anyway.
that, just thrown into it. But the kicker of the story was, they'd rented a house to shoot this movie, right?
This is a story that scares me. I've heard this.
It's
What?
horrible.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Okay, so the spider wrangler's there. I don't know how many tarantulas she brought to the set, but at the very end, they're like, "We're missing one tarantula."
Oh,
They could not
no.
find the tarantula.
Oh.
So somebody in the house, they're
The
probably,
people that
they're
live
going to
there.
wake up and there's going to be a spider on their face.
Do you know if they ever found it?
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you this. If I woke up, and my wife is terrified of spiders also. So
Right.
if I woke up, or if she woke up and there was a tarantula on the chest,
No.
we would do more than dry heat.
Burn the house down.
We would shit and then burn the house down. Okay?
Because it'd make the fire burn better.
Yeah, that's right. Hey,
Lezlie, your current band is Scary Cherry
And the Bang Bangs.
and the Bang Bangs,
Yeah.
and before that it was Femme to Femme.
Mhm.
And am I right? You toured with Marilyn Manson
And
and
Nine Inch Nails, the Downward Spiral tour.
Oh my God!
9-inch nails. Yes.
The best tour. That's
No,
amazing.
that changed. I think that changed music.
It,
for
you're
our time.
absolutely the industrial rock kind
Yeah.
of introduction. It sure
Yeah,
did.
and then they did the Woodstock thing, and they just blew up.
exploded.
Yeah.
Exploded after
So
that.
did Marilyn Manson as well.
Yeah, he
you know?
definitely did too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who were your influences
Growing
for growing up that led to Scary Cherry? Because I feel like that's more your vibe now.
Well, I mean, touring with Trent Reznor was a major influence.
Had to be.
And I'm like going, dude, you perform so well. Teach me how. So he actually taught me how to be a rock star. He's like, I'm going to show you. You stand on the monitor, you grab the thing, you do that. Sometimes you lean. I mean, we had like
He showed you like
yeah.
he.
And I didn't know how to write music at the time because
Yeah.
Femme to Femme was a put together band.
Right.
And I'm like going, how do you write music? And he's like, it's real simple. And he just sort of like laid everything out for me. I'm like, that makes sense. So he actually sort of, in a weird kind of way, pushed me into that. But how Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs came about is I was playing roller derby, and that was my name in roller derby was Scary Cherry
That's
Bang
such a
Bang.
cute name. I
But-
love that.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
But we, sorry.
no, you go ahead.
Okay. No, you go ahead.
No.
No, you go ahead.
We love you.
go ahead.
Hey, you're royalty.
You go
We're
ahead.
just we're here for you.
Y'all go ahead. But we needed a skate out song, and I told my partner, I said, we need to write a song for the Slaughterers. That was the name of our roller
Really?
derby thing. And
Your team.
yeah, and we came up with Are You Ready for the Slaughter? And that's sort of how the Bang Bangs came about, because like the background singers were, I was the captain and coach and everything for the Slaughterers. They were on my team. And then the drummer was A.O. I don't know, well, y'all don't live in Dallas, but he was on the Eagle, the Edge. He was a DJ on
I know
there.
the Edge, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was a drummer on that. And then Meat Pie, the bass player, he was the announcer. So it was just sort of like this organic thing that came together, and it was really, really cool.
That is really cool. I
So-
love you do multiple things with the same kind of group of people. It always like lends to a harmony that you can't really find when things are put together.
Yeah,
so that
no,
sounds,
you can't. It's organic and it's really cool. So,
Your music for Scary Cherry, anyway, it seems it's very straightforward rock and roll. There he
He's
is
hungry.
again.
I've worked with clowns like him before.
Are you playing anytime soon?
not right now. We have 16 songs that we're getting produced. COVID hit, and that just sort of like put a halt, brakes on everything. But now we're just trying to get the music done and get it out. That's what we're doing. So
I look forward to it. I want to see you live. I checked
we
out
have to
some
play
of your.
together.
We should.
Don't you think?
Let me tell you, my director over there and the sound guy, they're both in my band.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys play?
The director plays the guitar and he writes a lot of the songs, and then the sound guy's the bass player.
I knew you were a bass player.
Yeah. And he also brings me my drinks when I ask him. I
He's a
say,
good
"Water
bass
boy,"
player.
and he.
Well, I can't carry a tune, but by God, two of my favorite rock tunes I give great concerts at home in the privacy of my living room, and it's about attitude.
For your wife before you
You know,
eat.
the
Yes,
whole
right.
rock and roll, hard rock attitude. I love it. You know.
Yeah.
I want to come see you live. I mean, you know, when you're performing, I'm there.
I want a lesson from the girl that got a lesson
From
Trent
Trent Reznor,
That's
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got a couple more minutes left. Do you want to ask her anything
I
else?
do. You did a film. In fact, I watched it again the other night. You played Joan in Midnight Ride.
Oh yeah.
And you were killed by Luke Skywalker.
I know.
Or your character was.
Yeah.
Thank God you're still with us. you
Yes,
know?
yes.
But, you know, Robert Mitchum was in the film and so many other people. But, you know, I got to ask, just working with, you know, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Star Wars fame. I mean, okay, I'm just going to come out and ask it. Was he good to work with, easy to work with, or...
Oh, we know what that
you heard
means.
it here. See?
Well,
This
you
is
didn't
what we
hear
go
that.
for.
It's what you didn't hear that
It's what you
heard.
didn't hear that gives you the answer. Sorry about that.
I like
That's
that.
okay.
Yeah. No, no need to
Well, Leslie,
apologize.
it has been a pleasure.
Hey, I wish you
Pleasure
guys the
talking
best
with
of
you.
luck. You
Thank
guys
you.
kick ass.
Thanks so much for
Well, thank
chatting with
you.
us. And we want to also thank Roy and Lisa for letting us host this show out at the gas
Absolutely.
station in Bastrop, Texas.
How cool is this place?
Oh my gosh, have you eaten yet?
I'm about
know he
to.
has,
I'm so
but-
excited.
I have.
want to
The-
come and stay in one of those.
It's so cute, aren't they?
It's awesome.
Yes.
And if you look over here, the drive-in, I call it the drive-in screen. I mean,
Yeah.
man, they screen films and people are just setting out under the Texas skies in
Yeah,
the
it's
summer watching
brilliant.
horror films. Roy and Lisa rock. And again, to reiterate what Scara said, we want to thank them for allowing us to film at the gas station, home of the original filming site of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74. In my opinion, there's only one Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it starred my dear late friend Marilyn Burns. And I still miss her, by the way, but I know she's here with us in spirit. Come out to the gas station, though, in Bastrop. Best barbecue in Texas, and believe it or not, it's not human flesh that you're eating. It's good.
Leslie, we're gonna let you go. You've got a lot of autographs inside of there.
Sorry.
You're a fan of my band playing on that stage in the future.
Okay, cool. I
We
look
want
forward
to see
it.
you on that stage, absolutely.
I want to see all of us on that stage. That'd be cool.
But when you play, you have to pull me up on stage and dance with
Oh,
me.
completely. No,
There you
I'll
go.
make you be my submissive.
I'll be your bitch. You can make me be your bitch.
I will.
Well, my wife makes
What
me
kind
be
of
her
interview
bitch.
is this?
Never let them
My
kill you.
favorite.
one?
Any man who's been married for 37 years has already learned how to be his wife's bitch. So it's not a far stretch.
All right. Well, thank you so much yet again.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Join us next time.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.